I've reviewed a stack of product launch plans in my time, and honestly, they all start to scream the same thing.
Oh, yeah. Aggressive marketing, viral loops, get the user to click buy
Yeah.
in 3 seconds.
Exactly. But this source material for the Lemora launch system, it feels less like a tech roadmap and more like, well, physics.
It really stands out. We're looking at the rollout for Lemora by Roxy Systems, and right out of the gate, they reject the word app,
Right. They call it a membrane for motional continuity.
which is a pretty abstract term.
It is until you see the problem they're trying to solve. How do you launch a product without breaking the spell of what the product actually does?
That's the core tension,
Yeah.
right? The mission, as they put it, is integrating cosmogenic clarity
The big creative vision.
with operational invariance, the
Yeah.
hard rules that keep the business from, imploding.
Mhm.
Usually those two are at war.
Here, they're trying to move as one mind. And that strategy starts with something surprisingly simple: the calendar. They've pinned the launch for Monday, February 10th, 2026.
And that is not a random choice. The source material calls it a sovereign date.
I found the reasoning here just fascinating. It's all about the listener's internal clock. Monday is that psychological reset day.
It's when we all start new diets, new workflows, try to get our lives in order.
And February 10th itself sits in this very specific maturation arc. If today is day zero for them, that's exactly 3 weeks out.
It's a sweet spot. You're past the post-holiday chaos, so people aren't burnt out, but you haven't hit the frantic crush of Q1 deadlines yet.
It's a dusk-like quality, as
Yeah.
they say, understated. And to pull that off, they've structured their team in a way I've just never seen.
The two minds.
Yeah, the Gödel mind and the Norder mind.
And this is where that physics metaphor becomes, well, it becomes literal. The Gödel mind is the narrative engine, the you persona.
Right, from Gödel's incompleteness theorems.
Yeah.
A system can't fully prove itself using its own rules. It needs meaning from the outside.
That's the story.
Mhm.
And it's balanced by the no might, the her persona.
Emmy Noether, the mathematician famous for conservation laws and symmetry.
So this is the role that represents the invariance, the operations that cannot change. And they use a protocol called a chord, so they don't fight.
It's a check and balance. One mind proposes, the other consents. One executes, the other confirms.
It stops the visionary from breaking the company, and it stops the operator from suffocating the magic.
And that internal discipline sets up the most, I guess, controversial part of this whole plan, the activation.
This is the part that arguably breaks every single rule of modern growth hacking.
Oh, completely. Phase I is just seeding ideas on Substack and YouTube. But phase 3, when you actually download it,
They block you from paying.
they literally block you. You have to log your emotional state 7 times 7 separate entries before the membrane even reveals the paid analysis layer.
It's a massive amount of friction, but it filters for the only metric they actually care about, continuity.
Their whole belief is if you just download it and pay immediately, you haven't actually bought into the practice.
Right. They want time as the key metric, not just conversion rates.
And the docs make this really sharp distinction. They say, money is the sovereign metric. It proves the business creates value.
But time is the membrane metric.
Money tells you the direction. Time tells you the health. If users aren't logging those 7 times, the revenue doesn't matter.
Because the product isn't actually working for them. It's a bold bet.
It all comes back to their final argument, which I think is just a perfect line.
Where Mora gives you clarity, not by predicting you, but by preserving your continuity.
Which leaves us with a pretty interesting challenge, I think. We're all so obsessed with speed, with instant results. But what would happen to your projects, to what you're building, if you treated time, that depth of engagement, as the only metric that actually mattered?
It might just change the way you build everything.
Something to chew on while you plan your next Monday. Thanks for diving in with us.